Hello again, football fans, and welcome to another edition of Miners Live, a special edition of Miners Live here on a Sunday evening. Not the normal time, not the normal day, but if you've been paying attention to the RFL, the free agency period has opened and nothing is normal at this particular point in time. Certainly in the Sacramento Miners locker room, nothing is normal. And so for that reason, I have brought on the only guy in our locker room who is somewhat close to normal, my good buddy, Anthony Fry. So welcome to the show, Fry.
What's up, guys? Good to see everybody here. Nice to be back. We got a whole lot of energy going into college season, but RFL still has stuff going on, so a lot to talk about. So excited to hear from everyone here and also to hear from the new college guys.
Yeah, so there is a lot going on, like Fry mentioned, with the College Series 5 guys. I believe that will be going on throughout some of the evening. We'll try to keep this show a little bit short. Hope to get you guys out of here by a little after 6 o'clock Eastern time, probably. And then I know Smitty's got a lot of stuff that he's putting together for everyone for College Series 5. So I don't want to take up too much time, but certainly wanted to get this out there because we have a lot going on.
Real quick, Dunn.
Yeah.
Guys are saying they're hearing an echo on your mic. Guys, you hearing an echo on my mic or just Coach Dunn's? Yeah, wouldn't mind typing up in the chat real quick, letting us know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hate the delay when we ask this before it actually pops across to them and then we get it. Sounds like it's just on yours, Coach.
Is it me? It's like still right now?
I hear a little echo, but I thought it might have been my headphones.
I don't.
Well, you guys
I have no idea why. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not too bad. Is it like unbearable?
Not for me.
I don't hear any. So then maybe, I don't know. All right. Well, hopefully it's not too bad. And I mean, if it is, people will let us know. So a lot of things going on, obviously, in free agency. I didn't have time to really put together graphics for all of the free agent acquisitions. I will certainly do that, and I'll have those on the socials. So if you're not already following Miners RFL, I don't know why you're even watching the show, to be perfectly honest, because I don't know how you would have found out. And if you are watching the show, then you need to make sure you get on over to @MinersRFL on Twitter, Instagram, and obviously the YouTube channel. So if you haven't already subscribed, there's probably a lot of you College Series 5 guys that are a little bit new to the league, a little bit new to everything RFL. Do me a favor and go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But yeah, keep an eye out. I will have some more graphics put together for some of the free agent acquisitions. So I guess, Fry, I'll leave this to you, and I'll let you decide where we want to go here. Do you want to start talking about free agent acquisitions, or do you want to go into the trades that have been made?
I say we just do it by the timeline with the trade first, and then
okay.
How we were able to respond with free agency, with acquisitions, and then the following trades that occurred afterwards.
All right. So then let's go ahead and we'll just looking at the agenda here. Obviously, Damani Mani goes. Damani Manuel's gone, guys. For whatever reason, he just didn't. He didn't have what it takes for this particular this team, and yeah, he's a 93 overall, but it just wasn't working. And I don't care what your overall is. If it's not working, then I have to do something to make it work. You know, I guess it's as simple as I don't look back at last season and say to myself at any given point in any given game, the reason we won this game was because of Damani Manuel. I can't say that about any game. However, what I can say is that on several occasions, I did say the reason we lost this game was because of Damani Manuel. And so I don't care what your overall is. If you're not producing, I need to do something. I need to find a guy that is going to produce. So Damani Manuel is gone. For those of you that aren't aware, he's been traded to the Orlando Sentinels. The Orlando Sentinels had the 4th overall pick, and that pick came to us along with their 3rd round pick, the 4th pick in the 3rd round. And then going to Orlando was Damani Manuel, and then also our 4th round pick. So basically, it turns into we traded up in the 1st round. We acquired a 3rd round pick, and in order to trade up in the 1st round, we had to give up Damani Manuel. Fry, do you have me on speakerphone?
No, I've got you through a headphone to my laptop.
Okay, because it sounds like I'm hearing I think what we're hearing is my audio through your microphone, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. So that's the trade on the surface right there. There's been a lot of chatter on who got the better end of that trade.
I feel confidently we did. I'm sure others will agree.
I certainly like it from our end, obviously, to be able to get the 4th overall pick. The nice thing about that was that it's the first user pick. So Damani Manuel's gone. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and talk about the 4th overall pick much longer, because more important than anything is an even bigger move that was made. And a lot of people might not even be aware of this trade, because this trade just went through about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So
I want to touch on Damani real quick.
Go ahead.
Just like you were saying, on paper, he's a phenomenal running back. It just didn't work with us. And he was definitely a great outlet in the passing game. He was number 4 on our team in receptions, a very good check down option for Miles. But we just need something a little bit more to be able to operate and to go out there with a more balanced offensive attack. Ball control being what it is, time of possession being what it is. So we just needed something different, and he wasn't giving it to us. And at that point, Torres produces just as well running as Damani does. So at that point, it was better to see what we could get for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody had a chance to see Jakari Torres and what he was capable of doing, certainly on the goal line and inside the 5 yards. I believe at the end of the year, he had 12 touchdowns, right? Like Damani Manuel only had 5. He had 4 rushing and 1 receiving. So
yeah, Damani, unless he broke it for 20 yards, he wasn't getting a touchdown.
Right. I mean, I can only think of, when I look back on the season, I can only think of one Damani Manuel run. There's one Damani Manuel run that I can think of and that I can remember where I was like, oh, wow. And that was a 70-yarder. I forget who it was against. And that was it. And then he had the big catch in one of the games also. Like, I feel like Damani Manuel's season can really be summed up by like 2 or 3 plays. And so for me to get that 4th overall pick was just fantastic. And then I guess this is where I'll segue into it, because that 4th overall pick didn't stay in Sacramento very long, because breaking news that the trade is official. The trade has gone through. That 4th overall pick is actually going to the Portland Snowhawks, because linebacker Jedediah Richardson is coming to Sacramento in a deal where we get the Diablos 1st round pick, which is pick 23, Jedediah Richardson, and then we give up that 4th overall pick from the Sentinels, the Huskies 2nd round pick, which is the 28th pick in round 2, and then also the Sentinels 3rd round pick, which we had acquired in the Damani Manuel trade. So basically, we traded Damani Manuel. We got that Sentinels round 1 and Sentinels round 3, which we then used to get Jedediah Richardson. So at the end of the day, it kind of turns out to Damani Manuel gets traded, and we get Jedediah Richardson, and we move back slightly in the 1st round, because originally our 1st round pick was 18. Now it's 23. So we moved back 5 spots in the 1st round, but we turned Damani Manuel into Jedediah Richardson, which I is an absolute huge upgrade. Because again, like you said, Damani Manuel just wasn't working for us. Jakari Torres has shown signs. And there's just a lot that Jedediah Richardson can bring to this team. And so I guess without without going any further into how excited I am, how excited you are, Fry, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a current linebacker on this team. Just finished his rookie season with the squad, and that is Killian Bain. So, Bain, welcome to the show, buddy. What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm feeling amazing right now.
Feeling good?
Oh yeah,
Feeling good?
very
You
much
got
so.
you got a new running mate.
It feels so good.
All right. Well,
Yes.
hold that thought, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and bring on Jedediah Richardson so that we can all have at it with him, and welcome to the team. So, for the very first time as a member of the Sacramento Miners / Montreal Mounties, possibly, for the very first time, Jedediah Richardson, welcome to the Sacramento Miners. And look at your boy. He's already got the logo with the jersey number. Like, get psyched. Bane, I can see you pumped. What's up, Jed?
Hey man, I'm just hanging like wet clothes, man. I'm excited.
Oh my
I'm
God.
excited to be here, man. Very excited, man.
In the locker room.
Well, I tell you, I know I'm excited. If you remember, and I know that you do remember because we talked about it earlier today, I almost picked you 2 years ago in the draft. I was on the phone with you. We were going back and forth in chat. I was going to take you. I think I had the 12th pick in the second round, and you were going to be my selection. And then unfortunately it didn't work out. You ended up getting scooped up by the Snowhawks. I think second pick in the second round, I think it was. And so it didn't work out, but don't think for 1 second I haven't had my eye on you for the last 2 years. There's nobody that's more excited than I am at this particular moment. But I guess I'll turn it over to Fry here. And Fry, what are your thoughts on Richardson joining the squad and the team moving forward?
Man, this couldn't have been there couldn't have been a better trade for us. We have had a little bit of trouble filling that gap at middle linebacker. We had Forrester this year, who just didn't quite live up to expectations after 2 seasons, and we had Heath slide in, who filled the gap and had a lot of tackles, but just you didn't have guys that were dominating. So we really, really needed this, and middle linebacker is such an important position. And to get to look, I vaguely recall how excited I felt about Mitchie's season 7 draft, where he grabbed all these linebackers, and he got a lot of flack for it, but these guys are turning out to be good players. Turns out there just wasn't enough room on the field for all of his guys, and somehow this guy slips through the crack on the field. I get it. They got to make a decision for somebody, but when you look at his overalls and his stats and what the guy brings to the table, there's just a whole lot to be excited for. And he immediately slides into that middle linebacker role for us and takes care of that immediately. So I'm excited to have him here. He's already seems pretty pumped and excited to be with us. I think he's a great addition to our locker room. And this offseason has been amazing, and it's only getting better. And this is just one of the many, many exciting moves we've had today alone.
All right, so high praise from the captain there, Jed. What are you most excited for about moving from Portland now down the road a little bit to Sacramento?
First of all, let me just say, I'm thankful that I for my time in Portland. Like, to me, Mitchie is like a mad scientist. Like, you know, the things that he did with the schemes and whatnot, it was cool. But I'm very, very excited to be with Sacramento now. It's like Fry said, you know, it was a lot of talent on the field, and it just, you know, unfortunately, you know, somebody had to ride the pine on occasions and whatnot, and it just so happened to be me. So, you know, like watching the Miners throughout the season and whatnot, I'm not gonna lie, like I was cheering, I was rooting, you know, because hell, it was the team that was about to draft me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I just feel like I'm excited. I think that I'll be fully utilized to the best of my abilities, and it's not all about me. It's all, it's all about the team. So, like, I'm just excited to see where the team is going to go in the future.
Yeah.
All right, and Bane, obviously, now you've, like I said earlier, you've got a new running mate. We've kind of improved the defense, certainly improved the linebacker core. What are your thoughts, and what would you like to get off your chest now that Richardson has joined the fold?
All I can say, I love it.
Are you going to do the gritty? Smitty wants you to do the gritty.
No, I will do the gritty. No, screw it. Hold on. Give me a second.
Somebody get the screen capture ready. We've got a GIF coming.
Hold on.
Smitty, this one's for you, by the way. Oh, this is fantastic. Only on Miners Live, people.
My man.
Look at your boy. Look at your boy. Look at your boy.
That's all you'll get.
Look at your boy.
They're ligaments.
Oh my god! Like, you have to understand, when this trade went through, I was at work and I didn't want to do anything but scream. And I ended up going to a quiet corner and just let it out. Like, I don't know how. I mean, obviously the fourth overall pick helped, but to get a talent like this man right here, just over the moon.
Yeah,
over the moon.
With the realignment with our new division, which, full transparency, I just found out today about the realignment of our division.
Try to keep up, Captain.
Yeah, well,
I knew it. Come on, man.
We need whatever we can get. I mean, we got to go against CT, the Bulls, and the Aviators. Like, we got to load up. And so, we know Jed's one of those league guys. He's been here a long time. We see him in the chats. We see Nashawn Richardson out there doing things. We know Jed knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing, and he immediately slides in and brings a lot of clout with him. He's now only the second user that Dunn's ever traded for. So.
Look at your boy just sliding on in real quick. Like don't forget, I was number one.
Captain for a reason.
Say, first you have to tell McCain that you're Batman.
Just low key, no emotion whatsoever. And by the way, he's the second user that Dunn's ever traded for. I'm number one.
But I got real excited real fast. The second we heard that Jed might even be available, a handful of weeks ago, when Mitchie was talking on a podcast, all the coaches that reached out to Mitchie, I'm glad that we were able to make this work.
Yeah, what's funny is you mentioned, I'm glad that you brought that up, and Mitchie talking about this on a podcast and how he might have to trade a linebacker or would look into trading a linebacker. As soon as he said that, and I don't know if Mitchie's out there right now, but Mitchie can confirm this. He no sooner said that on the podcast, and I had already messaged him and was in his DM like, hey, if you're going to trade a linebacker, I want Richardson. Let's talk. And those conversations didn't go far. Obviously, there were other coaches that were involved. Mitchie actually said, you know what, I'm not going to trade him. And then I guess, obviously, things can change when the conversation shifts from the 18th pick in the first round to the 4th pick in the first round. And obviously, we weren't going to acquire you, Jay Rich, without moving that 4th overall pick. But the fact that we still have a first round pick. So yeah, we had to give up the 4th, but we still have a first round pick.
We came out ahead on our initial trade with the Sentinels that put us at 4. And then Mitchie went from the hot seat to a deep run in the playoffs. So obviously he's thinking to himself, what one piece can I possibly get with the 4th pick to put in and have a win now type situation? So we were right there and ready. Jed's perfect for us. So I feel like we won both picks or both trades. I'm sorry. And I feel like we're in a really, really good spot now. And again, this is still the tip of the iceberg. So we haven't even talked about free agency yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing too, since, I want to stress how excited we are to have you on the team, Jed, and how important this is, and quite honestly, what a pivotal moment in the Miners franchise that this is, because we can talk about the fact that it had to give up the 4th overall pick in order to bring you in. However, let's talk about that 4th overall pick, and let's just talk about the draft as a whole. There's nobody that's going to come into the RFL from this draft that is going to be even close to what Jedediah Richardson is already.
Mhm.
And we're talking about 21 years old, I believe. I believe he just finished his age 21 season.
Yeah, he's gonna be 22 next
So
season.
he'll be 22, which that's 1 year older than all of the rookies that are coming in, right? And there's nobody that's going to enter the league that is as good as he is right now. And quite honestly, I think the closer comp, if you really want to look at who Jedediah Richardson is and who Jedediah Richardson could be, I think you really have to take a look at guys like Jacob Reed and guys like Tyler Cage, because he's not that far from that.
Yeah,
And
22, 84 star dev. And this is not hyperbole, guys. Go and look at Jacob Reed. They are close in attributes, and Tyler Cage is right there as well.
I've got it right here. So I've got all three of them pulled up, and I mean, pick an attribute, and they're all close. Like, I have gone on the record and said I think that Tyler Cage is a better linebacker than Jacob Reed, but nowhere in any of those conversations about best linebacker in the league would anybody mention Jedediah Richardson. However, you mentioned Jacob Reed, his speed 86. Tyler Cage is a 90, so Tyler Cage is faster than all of them. But Richardson's speed is an 85, so it's close. It's right there. Acceleration 89, strength 86. You look at Tyler Cage, acceleration 91, strength 79. So okay, Tyler Cage is slightly higher in acceleration, but much lower in strength. And then you talk about awareness, right? We play in a sim league. Awareness is very important. Jedediah Richardson, awareness 80. Tyler Cage, 78. Jacob Reed, 79. The leader in the clubhouse in awareness is Jedediah Richardson.
Mhm.
Like, honestly, I think we're talking about a player that could be the best linebacker in the league that nobody even knows about. And it's simply because of what he said earlier. He wasn't getting a lot of playing time.
Think about the amount of snaps Jacob Reed Jr. has gotten over 2 seasons versus
Yeah.
Jedediah has gotten in 2 seasons. So game time is going to build him quick. And he's we went and did our research right off the bat. Like, how active is this guy? He's active. He almost maxed out his reload upgrades, 29 reload upgrades for Jed Richardson. So we got a guy who's active and committed.
Right. And so think about this for a second. Jed, do you remember what your overall grade was when you were drafted?
I can't recall right now.
Okay. I don't remember off the top of my head.
70,
I would say it's probably like 74, maybe 73. Maybe someone in the chat remember. Maybe Smitty happens to remember off the top of his head. But let's just assume that it was a 73 overall coming out of the draft. 86 overall right now, or 84 overall right now. So that's 12 points of overall increase without getting playing time. So basically, those 12 points that you've improved your overall are all because of your activity and your upgrades, because you're not getting a lot of playing time. I think last year you only had 23 solo tackles or something, like just not a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
And so imagine what that's going to look like when we slide you in as a day one starter.
Exactly. Like one of the like I always say in what I was thinking, like I speak like this. The proof in the pudding. Like and I of course Nashawn Richardson, let's say, is my brother. The proof in the pudding is, look at him. He's like one of the top defensive tackles in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
so,
hold on. Pause. I think you misspoke. I think you said that wrong. You said he's one of the top defensive tackles in the league. Let me correct you. He's the best defensive tackle in the league.
Exactly.
Let's not even think that there's one or two or maybe three other guys that are even worth mentioning. There's not a Mount Rushmore of defensive tackles. There is a Statue of Liberty of defensive tackles. It's one man and one man only, and that's your boy. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. See, I was trying to be humble, but like, okay, so he's the top defensive tackle. He's the top defensive tackle in the RFL. So if he can get to that, the plateau of the league or whatnot, I look at myself and I'm like, I can do it too. Like, the proof is in the pudding. That's basically what it is. It's like, you know, I believe that you know, being active and showing up to games, and you know what I'm saying, like that it takes you far, you know, and that's why I have faith that next season and beyond, man, we're gonna set the league on fire.
Oh yeah. Whether we're in Sacramento or Montreal, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where it is. I'm all for it. You know, I'm thrilled. I was curious, so I immediately did that comparison. And I see Daniel Silverio in the chat. I'm better than all of them. Listen, love you to death, buddy, but no, you're not. You're up there. You can be in the conversation.
Out here with that conversation.
What'd you say?
I said, sorry to burst that bubble, but hop on out here. Head back to SoCal with that. We don't want to hear about it. All respect, Silverio.
I mean, he'll be up there. He'll be up there soon.
I don't know how much time we got, but I do want to touch on the free agency.
All right, so yeah, let me see if there's anything. All right, Chad. Anything else that you want to mention or you want to say before I get you out of here?
Hopefully we stay in Sacramento.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be nice. The color scheme matches the West Virginia color scheme. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But if we go to anything else, hey man, I'm ready, willing, and able to smash some heads, man. Like, very blessed to be here. Very blessed and happy.
All right, man. Well, we'll just change the hashtag from Gold Rush to Mount Up, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Basically.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks again for taking the time. Super excited to have you as part of the team, as are the rest of the guys in the locker room here. So we'll talk soon, and enjoy the rest of your night, man.
All right, you too. Thanks, y'all.
Take care, buddy. Yeah, I mean, so super excited there, obviously. Fry, you mentioned some of the free agent acquisitions. I think you've got a bunch of them up. So like I said, guys, I didn't get a chance to do graphics for the free agent acquisitions, but the gist of it here, we traded Damani Manuel, right? So Jakari Torres has an opportunity to get more snaps. However, Denard Locker was in free agency, who was the kind of co-host of the backfield for the Chicago Cougars. And obviously they have Darius Hodge. So he's the future running back there. They let Denard Locker go to free agency. And as soon as the trade became official and Damani Manuel went to Orlando, I said, okay, let's go take a look at Denard Locker. So we were able to sign Denard Locker. It's a 2-year deal worth a little over $11 million per year. So basically we replaced Damani Manuel with Denard Locker. And in doing so, we get to acquire Jed Richardson. So go ahead, Fry. Talk about Locker and some of the other guys.
I understand Chicago had a little issues with Locker. And when you draft Nelly, I mean, that guy's your future. So, do whatever you want to do. It's hard to pass up on Nelly, and it's hard to take carries away from Locker. So whatever happens there, they let him go, they let him walk, and that's a good pickup for us. He's the opposite style of running back that Damani was,
right?
Which I think is better for us. Damani is shifty, and sometimes that doesn't help you. Denard Locker is the guy who puts his head down and runs people over and falls forward for a couple of yards. So for us to be able to pick up Denard, 28 years old, star dev, 94 overall, carrying 96, ball carrier vision 97, break tackle 97, trucking 95, stiff arm 95. Basically, he's a tank that runs over people. And that's what we want to do. We want to have an offense where Miles can hand off the ball, our O-line can create space, Locker can punch him in the mouth, and then Miles can step back and drop it in the air wherever we want. I feel like he is such a better acquisition than what we had with Damani. And through the midst of all of that, we were able to make the trades with Damani to work around and get Jed Richardson. So just acquiring Jed Richardson and our locker alone, if that was all it was, would be a phenomenal offseason for us. But this was a very big signing. You got to go out and get him, right? This is free agency. So we weren't the only team looking at him, and we weren't the only team that could benefit from him, and it was exciting. Everything except for Makai up down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
So real quick, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
You're
Ben.
good.
I'll let you go after I say this, just because I'm about to say something that I never thought that I would say, and I have certainly never said it in my 3 years in the league and 2+ years doing Miners Live. I just received 2 compliments from 2 different members of the Miami Hurricanes football team.
Hurricane.
Two different people from the Miami Hurricanes locker room just complimented me.
Look at you go.
I promise you that is the first time that 1, much less 2, of those dudes from that locker room have said anything nice about me, because they think that I hate them and I want nothing to do with them. And thank you, Makai Kelsey here for picking up on the GM of the year, because in fact that is confirmed. You know, I don't know if they give out Coach of the Year awards for the season, and maybe I wouldn't have won. I know a lot of people said I was in the conversation, but Coach Stein had a very good season as well. I made the playoffs. He didn't, but I digress. But GM of the year now, I mean, come on. Like, what are we talking about here, people? Just make the award and give it to me now. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Hello to all my friends. Have a good night.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead, Bane. Where were you? Go ahead.
Well, you deserve the compliments. I'll say that first and foremost. With the Denard signing, it's at the end of the day, he, unlike Damani, he fits our style of how we want to run the ball. He's not going to dance around. He's going to, like Chris said, he's going to hit some guys, bounce off him. No, he's just a powerful runner. And to be able to get him in free agency rather than like having to trade for him because
Right.
you know it even more icing on the cake.
All it
than-
cost is money. At that point, we didn't
Yeah.
give anything up. All it
Mhm.
cost was money. And if
Yeah.
you can get a guy that talented by just giving him some money, well, then that's great. We didn't have, like you said, we didn't have to give anything up. In
Mhm.
fact, you could make an argument that we got in return, right? Because we moved up, we were able to make the trade and get J Rich.
Yeah.
You know, the locker signing's great. And then Fry, you want to talk about some of the other signings? I know.
Yeah, I'll hop on it real quick. Another good signing for us. We were able to get Brett Rattay, who had been dropped by the Huskies. Brett Rattay is a 33-year-old, 83 overall middle
83 years.
linebacker, superstar dev. So right there alongside Jed, who still is going to benefit from a mentor type player. We got Brett Rattay from the Huskies. I think 2 seasons we got for that guy. So our middle linebacker game jumped up exponentially with those 2 guys that we signed. And Brett Rattay, still superstar dev, still a solid linebacker, guy who just came from the Huskies, a very good built team that's making changes. Someone had to get let go. Brett Rattay got dropped. Again, you know, we benefit from that. They have AJ Pestock now, so they don't really have a need for Rattay. That's fine. We had sent Pestock over there, and now we've got Rattay. So that's a good signing I'm excited for. And do we want to talk about the other trade that slipped in there at the end?
Yeah, we can. So I think Smitty brought it up here, and I heard you say it. Rattay, I believe, is an 81 overall superstar because he did have some regression, but still on a 1-year deal, I think it was to bring him in as a mentor. Certainly, like you said, I hadn't even thought about it yet, but to bring in a superstar dev with mentor to help, the XP with Jed. I mean, that's just going to be fantastic. And then there's are you talking about the offensive line trade, or are you still going
the offensive line trade?
Okay, so there's a trade for an offensive line, but we also had the free agent pickup of Lindsley,
Mm-hmm.
and then
yes, the defensive end Lindsley. I forgot about that. We did pick him up I think he was 32-year-old as well, 82 overall defensive end, or 81, somewhere in that range.
I think 80. I think it's 81.
Yeah, and another mentor type player that we can immediately place alongside Benji Santana. For those guys who don't remember Benji Santana, we were able to get him from North Carolina this last season, and he's definitely got a possible good future with us. So that alone, our defense has just stepped up quite a bit. And yes, to respond to Grayson, Jed is a day one starter.
Yes,
already. He's already gotten his number and everything.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna, if he wants 40. I meant to ask him this while he was on, if he wanted to keep 40. I assume he did because he made it. So Jason DePape is going to end up changing numbers to make way for Richardson to wear 40.
Yeah, McCain had asked him if he had another number, and he just said he wants 40.
Okay. And then, so Lindsley, I believe Lindsley was with the Celtic Tigers last year. 10.5 sacks, I believe, with Dublin. So, a great, he doesn't have to be a starter for us. He's being paid like a starter. Unfortunately, I had to pony up about $20 million a year.
Yeah. I mean, between Burley, Griggs, Metcalf, and now Lindsley, I mean, we've got some pretty solid pass rushers.
It's a good rotation
system.
And then, did you want to go into the other trade that we made with the Sentinels?
Yes, I don't remember the exact round picks. I don't know if you were able to make.
I do. I have it. So it was our 3rd round pick, our 4th round pick, and the Bulldogs 4th round pick. So a late 3rd, and 2 late 4ths. And
again, I'm going to be looking at this based off of Neon, which may not be accurate 1,000%. But Griffin Goodman, a left guard, we got from the Sentinels, a second trade with the Sentinels. He is he's showing as an 86 with superstar dev, 32-year-old. So we're going to hopefully get 2 seasons out of him with a superstar, good upper 80s O-line. So it's a good acquisition for us. It helps solidify the way we're trying to protect Miles and then to try to work this run game.
Yeah, he definitely, I looked at his stuff on Neon. Obviously, it may be incorrect because of regression or whatnot. He's going to improve our run game even more. He's just high 80s, 90s. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's mauler. He's an absolute mauler.
If you think about what our offensive line looks like 1 year later, right? Like a year ago, our offensive linemen looked like whatever. Now, less than a year later, we have a star dev. We had a star dev rookie left tackle who got up over an 80 in Nasir Red. We have our first round pick in Eric Ashley who got up to an 80. Doesn't have the star dev, but got up to an 80 in his rookie year. Then we make the trade for Malcolm Sims from the Gunners, who's got superstar dev at center. Now we go ahead and we make the trade for Griffin Goodman, who's also got superstar dev. And again, I get it. Malcolm Sims is 33 and Griffin Goodman's 32. They're up there in age. However, I'm looking at winning now. This team is built to win now, right? Last year was the year that we were going to retool, and we messed around and won the division for a 3rd time. So now we're going to win. And if, like Fry said, if we can get 2 years out of Goodman, I was able to re-sign Sims for 2 more years. This offensive line is going to be really good. And on paper, you might be able to make the case that this is the best offensive line in the league now. And I already believe that we have the best secondary in the league. And now you look at the offensive line, and maybe you can make the case that we are up there. If we don't have the best offensive line, we might have a top 3, certainly top 5 offensive line. So this team is built to win now, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, we've made a lot of good moves in this early part of free agency. We'll see what the rest of it looks like for us. This college series is fixing to kick off. We're going to get a good look at what the college has to offer. We still have some draft picks left. We still were able to maintain a round 1 draft pick, pick 23, which is where we took Bain at last year. So we see what type of talent is still available at pick 23. This is going to be a good offseason for us as long as we continue to make these moves. We're putting a lot of talented veterans on our team, and then we're coming right behind them and loading the roster with young guys that can grow. So we're playing for now and the future.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I look up and down this roster, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. There's guys that are veterans that have been in the league that are proven winners. In just some of the free agent acquisitions, right? Like Lindsley, veteran winner, right? Like Brett Rattay, veteran winner, right? And then you've got some of the young guys. We've got Bain, we've got you, Friday, we've got Miles, we've got EA, we've got Nasir Red, we've got Connor Jameson, Pavel Frederick, right? Like, and then
Jed now.
And now Jed and Last Chance and Derek Oliveros, Jason DePape and Griffin Whiteside, those 4 guys in the secondary, like I said, I think is the best secondary in the league, and they're all wrapped up for at least the next 2 years. So, you know, the next 2 years are going to be it. And you know, I really hope that we're able to get over that hump. And you know, I'm excited about the guys that we've brought in. We're still not done. I will check something real quick because I may have breaking news. I may have some more breaking news for you guys. I just need to check. I don't know if Smitty saw it. Okay, so I don't know if Smitty has seen it yet, but I could potentially have some more breaking news in another trade that's being made now that Jedediah Richardson is in town. That kind of makes Kenny Forrester a little bit expendable. So Kenny Forrester is likely on the move. I cannot confirm that. It has not passed through officially. It is on the desk of the league office right now, but as it stands, I mean, I'll tell you, as it stands, we would be giving up Kenny Forrester to the Houston Voyagers, and in return, we would be getting veteran corner Carlos Gent. Again, doesn't really do much for us at all. However, he is a mentor. He is a veteran. He would help some of the younger guys. And more than anything, Baker has to clear cap money. So, you know, Baker was counting, Gent was counting for about 6 million, I believe, 6.5 million on Baker's cap, and he had to clear some cap money. So he basically is throwing in Carlos Gent for free just to get rid of the money. And then we get a 5th round pick this coming draft. So we'll have the Voyagers 5th round pick this year, but we also get the Voyagers 2nd round pick next year in giving up Kenny Forrester. So Kenny Forrester is 21 years old, 75 overall linebacker, you know, good dude, had 2 interceptions for us last year. Actually was I believe he was the only linebacker on our team to record an interception last year. So great dude. Hate to see him go. But again, with Jedediah Richardson now in town, it just doesn't make sense.
It's a perfect example for you guys out there, for you guys in the college series, either ones in your second season or you guys in your first season. But Jed and Forrester were from the same draft class. They college season 2. Both guys are drafted. Forrester went to the store to get cigarettes and never returned, never upgraded as player. And he didn't grow at all. Meanwhile, Jed, with no playing time and Forrester having a lot of playing time, Jed got out there and put in work and collected reloads and grew as a player, and now he's a stud for us. So stay active, collect reloads, be a part of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Get your name out there, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what development you are, what overall you get. I mean, since I'm on here, and I can speak for myself, I went from an 73 to a 82 in one season with just Browns, with just normal dev. You know, like as long as you stay active, you're able to put the work in and you reap the rewards.
Yeah, it's all it is. Stick with it. It's a long period to go through this whole college series, but then the draft comes, and it's one of the most fun and exciting times you will have here is at the draft. And then you're on with the team, and all of it makes sense, and it's all worth it. So were you saying we had one of the top O-lines or secondaries?
Both. I think I honestly think our secondary.
Look,
Smitty's saying that the Bulldogs and the Explorers secondary is better, and then he names their 1 and their 2 corner. But doesn't mention their safeties. And I don't know if
No,
Griffin Whiteside and Derek Oliveros are worse than the safeties on either one of those teams. But I mean, regardless, I don't care. It's not, unless you're going to give me an award or give me some sort of financial gain for having the best. If you want to say that the Bulldogs and the Explorers are better, well then fine. We can agree to disagree.
I'll bring it back a little bit. I mean, the Bulldogs and the T-Birds, they've got legendary secondaries. We're not far behind. Griffin Whiteside and Oliveros are RFL top 100 caliber guys. And then last chance, Jason DePape. And then our third guy, Hendricks, could start on any team out there. And then we just added an 80 from the Voyagers, who's going to help with his mentor tag. So,
Right.
yeah, we've got an amazing secondary. Good luck throwing against us. And the more the pass rush gets to these guys, the more errant throws, and our guys pick them apart. We've got a solid defense. Anyone who watched the Miners this past season, they know the success we had thanks to our defense. And the offense is only getting better, and the defense is only getting better. So we're pretty excited by what we have, and we know these guys for the college series want to play this. I would have voted to just cancel the college series and start our season again.
Yeah, because we don't really care about the draft anymore. I mean, we just got the best player in the draft in Jedediah Richardson.
Yeah, you guys go out and kill it in this college season. Make a name for yourself, and we'll be looking for who to add to what's already a scary roster.
So I see Kai Casher in the chat. I thought Coach Dunn said O-line. I did say I said secondary, and I also did say O-line. I did mention I think our O-line is the top O-line in the league if you look at it on paper. When you're talking about a 21-year-old 83 overall star dev, a 21-year-old 81 overall who's likely going to get star dev soon, and you talk about an 86 overall superstar, and 80 what is Goodman 84 86, so 286 overall superstars, and then 221-year-olds that are already over 80, plus an 83 overall on the far right. I mean, there's not very many teams in the league that have 5 offensive linemen that are 81 or better, and we do.
I did some study actually looking into that. I was doing some study about which RFL teams had the top O lineman or the highest rated O lineman, and of course, the Explorers had hands down the best O-line pound for pound and overall, and you see how well they played. The Sentinels did as well. They gave us one of their good guys. The Tigers, as Kai mentioned earlier, have a very good O-line as well. That's why they were playing a lot higher than people were expecting them to. When your O-line protects the quarterback and lets the running back get positive yards, you're gonna be set up for success. And so Chicago was able to really run with what they had there. If you can line up an O-line, you can work. You can plug in guys elsewhere as long as you've got that front O-line and the front 7 on the defense to be able to control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's right, Smitty. The Crusaders have that 99 overall tight end playing left tackle, right? That's right.
Bane throwing smoke. Like, look at you. Better be careful, man. He's going to ask you to gritty again. You might take away that star dev real quick. Like, you better keep your mouth shut there, Bane. I need that star dev for you.
We should even take a second to do that. Congratulations, Bane, for earning that star.
Yeah, let's do it. Like, let's go ahead.
I appreciate it.
It takes a lot of grind in the game and in the community to be able to have something like that. And you got it. I don't know if it was something Smitty ordered or if it was something ordered in the game, but you got it. No one believes you shouldn't have it. And big congratulations to you, man, for putting your head down at Baylor, running through all that, getting to the league, and not slowing down.
Appreciate it. It's an honor. Like
Robin, as Miles is Miles is dead to me sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I can't be Robin if I'm Bane.
I forgot you're Bane. My bad. All right. Miles, you're Robin. Back on.
Like.
All right. Anything else? What do we have? Free agent. So we talked about Lindsley. We talked about Rattay. We talked about Locker.
Picked up an older QB to just
I picked up Jerry Mayo, who was an NFL. He wasn't on an RFL team last year. He was on an NFL team, but he's a 70 overall, and so as long as they're not above a 70, we can sign NFL team free agents. And so I signed a 70 overall, 33-year-old quarterback just to just to have a guy with mentor for the quarterback position to help, McCain. So
just to point out something, Smitty just said the game, I guess, gave Bain his start there, but he said he's going to have it. He's going to keep it. That's a Smitty declaration.
Okay. Yeah, I think Smitty said the game had done, because the game had done upgrades, but Smitty went through and looked at them all, and he changed any that were going to change, I believe, already, because Last Chance got the superstar dev, which he well deserved. Bain got the star dev, but then also Keyshawn Hendricks got superstar dev, but Smitty, understandably so.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Hendricks got superstar dev, but Smitty bumped him back down to star dev, which I get it. He's our third corner. There's probably other guys that might deserve it.
Didn't Whiteside get X Factor?
Yeah. So Whiteside. So the big three. Whiteside got X Factor, which is fantastic. Again, well deserved. Pro Bowl, had an interception in the Pro Bowl. Bain, you got star, and then Last Chance got superstar, and that's pretty much it. I would also expect, if I'm speaking for Smitty and just guessing, Cam Monk is on our team right now. He's our fourth corner, and he's got star dev. Smitty, go ahead. If you need to get rid of a star dev to give it to someone else, Cam Monk is our fourth corner. You can take his star dev.
Don't use him.
He doesn't see the field. That's pretty much where we're at. I mean,
I feel like for us, through the draft, we acquired like the workhorse guys, and then over the years, you've kept and maintained the high caliber players on the team, and then through free agency this year, we found a couple big landed players, and it just seems like this is our opportunity. Sorry, that's a
Yep.
Oh,
Fire in the house.
let's see.
All right, let's see. What else do we have? Anything exciting? Anyone say anything in the chat? Any questions in here?
I don't see any questions, but I've been seeing a center prospect talking about watching USC's O line.
Yeah, whatever. Talk to me. Talk to me when the college season starts. You want to talk college season? We'll do it in a little bit.
I gotta go.
All
Sorry.
right.
Have fun.
No, you're good.
Long.
I'll talk to you, man. Thanks for coming on. All right, so yeah, we can talk about College Series 5, and I think Smitty's going to be probably doing a bunch of stuff on that all night long. So we can certainly talk about that later. Trying to think of what else do we have. I think that's pretty much it. Big trades, obviously.
Yep.
Let's see. Richardson is the big one. Goodman is a big one. And then the free agent signings of Locker and Lindsley.
Yep.
Rattay. It's exciting. There's some dudes.
Yeah, I mean it took a few trades, but like the thing about it, went from 18, gave up Manuel, got the 4, then to get Richardson, we went back to what was it, 23?
23. Right.
So like there was so much addition to this team that we got just to move back. Oh yeah, and the additional Locker, even though he was a free agent, but that really helped because of the Manuel trade. But we got all those additions just to move back. What was it? 5 spots?
Right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, here's the additions to the almost starting lineup, right? Like, so Jedediah Richardson, Brett Rattay, Denard Locker, Griffin Goodman, Joel Lindsley, and I think that's it. So 2 guys via trade and 3 guys in free agency are going to come in. And if they're not immediate starters at their position, they are next man up. In the case of Lindsley, he'll be the defensive end number 3. So, he will be the first guy up for Metcalf or for Griggs.
Yep.
And then same thing with Brett Rattay. He will likely be the first guy up for actually, Brett Rattay might start day 1. It might be Jedediah Richardson and Brett Rattay at middle linebacker. And then Chad Heath might end up moving to a kind of Swiss Army knife linebacker.
So
Chad Heath could play third middle, or he could also be, back up on the outside.
So Burley's going to a.
No, Burley would start if I kept Burley at outside. I could have Burley at outside, you at outside, and then Rattay and J Rich in the middle. If I wanted to move Burley to the middle, which I thought about doing, I could have Burley in the middle with Richardson in the middle, and then move Heath to the outside and you on the outside.
Yes.
So, and then that makes Rattay kind of a rover. I don't think I would move Rattay to the outside.
Mhm.
I would move Chad Heath to the outside if I moved Burley inside. Or I would keep Burley outside and put Rattay starting in the middle. So basically the camp battle right now is going to be who's going to get the fourth starting linebacker spot. Is it going to be Chad Heath playing on the outside, or is it going to be Brett Rattay playing in the middle?
Okay, gotcha.
One of those two guys will be a starter, and
Mhm.
one of them will unfortunately have to be, like I said, sort of a jack of all trades, Swiss Army knife kind of guy. And then that also bumps Gabe Gales down a little bit. And listen, Gabe Gales was fantastic. Gabe Gales was a great backup linebacker. And now the fact that he turns into our third string linebacker, I mean, I love everything that's happening right now. So we'll see what it looks like. Obviously, College Series is coming up, and I know guys are super excited. Ooh, look at this high praise from Kai Cash.
Now that Bill's gone.
Yeah, now that Bill's gone, I'm the fleecer, the finesser. I mean, I like making moves, guys, and everybody knows that. I like being open-minded. I like looking towards the future. I like thinking outside the box. A lot of times people might not agree with it right now, but hopefully through time, I can get you to sort of come over to my side of the fence and see, oh yeah, you know what? I didn't really believe him. I didn't really agree with it then, but I look at it now and yeah, he was right. Or yeah, that makes sense. I see what was happening. And that's important to me. So it's 6:30. We'll go ahead. We're an hour deep. We'll go ahead and get you guys out of here. I know Smitty's got a lot to do with the College Series 5, and I want to check that out and see some of the new guys. So if you guys have anything you want to say, any questions that you guys might have, feel free to hit me up in DM. I'll probably jump on that VC with all the College Series guys and with Smitty and kind of see what those new college prospects are looking like, or some of the returning guys.
Yeah.
But that's about it. So for my good buddy Anthony Fry, for the newly acquired Jedediah J. Richardson, and for the newly minted star dev outside linebacker Killian Bain, I am your host, Chris Dunn, general manager, head coach of the Sacramento Miners / possibly Montreal Mounties. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody, and go Miners. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again, Bain, and I will talk to you soon.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Peace.